What if one of Jeffrey Epstein's most controversial secrets wasn't hidden on a private island, but inside immigration paperwork? Emails from the U.S. Department of Justice have sparked fresh scrutiny after allegedly revealing how Epstein helped his longtime girlfriend stay in America by arranging what has been described as a sham same-sex marriage. According to a report by the New York Times, Epstein allegedly orchestrated the marriage so his Belarusian girlfriend, Karina Shuliak, could avoid deportation after overstaying her student visa. Shuliak had moved to the United States in 2010 on a student visa and later applied to Columbia University's prestigious dentistry program. But by the time she submitted her application in 2012, her visa had already expired. According to the newly released messages, Epstein allegedly suggested a solution himself. In one March 2013 email, he reportedly told Shuliak it was time to find an American girlfriend, adding that same-sex marriage would be the fastest way to secure a green card. The report claims Epstein then selected a 30-year-old assistant from Minnesota to marry Shuliak. The two women legally married at New York City's Office of the City Clerk on October 9, 2013, just over 2 years after same-sex marriage became legal in New York. According to the report, Shuliak's green card application was later approved and she officially became a U.S. citizen in May 2018. But the story didn't end there. Shuliak and her wife divorced the following year. According to a report by the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform, the American woman allegedly said she had been pressured into the marriage by Epstein himself. The committee claimed she only discovered after the wedding ceremony that Shuliak was due to appear in a deportation hearing just days later. Investigators described the marriage as illusory, concluding it appeared to have been arranged solely to give Shuliak a legal basis to remain in the United States. Even so, the committee did not recommend any legal challenge to her U.S. citizenship. Shuliak later graduated from Columbia University's dental program in 2015 and remained Epstein's last known girlfriend. According to the New York Times, Epstein signed his will just 2 days before his death in August 2019, leaving plans for Shuliak to inherit an astonishing $100 million, a 32-carat engagement ring, and several of his luxury properties, including his infamous private island, Zorro Ranch in New Mexico, and homes in Paris and Palm Beach. But Karina Shuliak's story didn't end with Jeffrey Epstein's death. According to the New York Times, the woman who received Epstein's final phone call quietly rebuilt her life as a practicing dentist in New York City, treating patients who allegedly had no idea about her past until one recognized her face after the release of the Epstein files. Here's how Epstein's last known girlfriend disappeared from the headlines while remaining hidden in plain sight.
Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend vanished from the headlines, but not from New York. Years after Epstein's death, the woman who received his last phone call had quietly built a completely new life as a practicing dentist. According to the New York Times, Dr. Karina Shuliak had been treating patients in New York City, many of whom had no idea they were sitting across from Epstein's longtime girlfriend. One patient only discovered the truth after recognizing Shuliak's face in the Epstein files. Shuliak's connection to Epstein stretches back to March 2011, when she moved from Belarus to New York to pursue her dream of becoming a dentist. She was introduced to Epstein through one of his female victims, and according to reports, he promised to help make her dream a reality. Documents released by the U.S. Department of Justice claim Epstein used his influence after Shuliak failed to get into Columbia University's College of Dental Medicine. According to the New York Times, Epstein sought help from his longtime dentist, Dr. Thomas J. McNaughey, discussed making a $10 million donation to the school, though he ultimately donated about $210,000 and later paid for Shuliak's dental education. Federal records also allege that 2 university insiders tipped Shuliak off about parts of her admissions test before she took it. Then came August 10, 2019. Officials ruled Epstein's death a suicide inside his Manhattan jail cell. According to the New York Times, the final person he called was Shuliak. Her attorney, Maurice Sekars, said Epstein told her to find another place to stay and to be strong. Shuliak later returned to Columbia for a postdoctoral program, graduated in May 2025, received her New York dental license, and began working as a part-time dentist in Brooklyn. According to the New York Times, her last day at that practice was February 12th. The renewed attention also follows previously released Department of Justice records showing Epstein signed a will days before his death, leaving tens of millions of dollars, along with property, jewelry, and his private island to Shuliak. The woman who once lived in Epstein's shadow had quietly started over until her secret new life was revealed.
A newly released set of Department of Justice Epstein documents is revealing explosive new details about the financier's final will, signed just 2 days before his death in 2019. According to the Federal Archive made public Friday, Jeffrey Epstein arranged the distribution of an estimated $288 million fortune, including luxury properties, cash gifts, and rare jewels, in what is now being closely examined as one of the last legal acts of his life. At the center of the will is Epstein's longtime girlfriend, Belarus-born medical student Karina Shuliak. The DOJ documents show she was designated to receive $50 million, along with Little St. James Island, Epstein's New York townhouse, and a 33-carat diamond engagement ring described in the paperwork as being given in contemplation of marriage. The ring is detailed as platinum-mounted and flanked by baguette-cut diamonds, language taken directly from the estate records. The will also allocated international properties to Shuliak, including real estate in Paris and Florida. Reporting referenced within the document release indicates Epstein financially supported her family, including covering medical care for her mother and contributing to housing in Belarus. The scale of the inheritance has reignited debate about Epstein's personal relationships and how deeply intertwined they were with his wealth. Legal oversight of the estate fell to Epstein's attorney Darren Indyke and accountant Richard Combe, both named prominently in the will. According to the estate filings included in the DOJ trove, Indyke stood to inherit $50 million, while Combe was allocated $25 million. The bulk of Epstein's fortune was placed into a trust, later used to compensate victims, pay taxes, and settle ongoing legal battles. Financial summaries contained in the released records show that approximately $127 million remains from the original estate after years of settlements and legal costs. Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's longtime associate, now serving a 20-year sentence for sex trafficking, was also listed among beneficiaries, alongside Epstein's brother, Mark Epstein, and pilot Larry Vysotsky, according to the estate breakdown. The documents also note that Shuliak was the final person to speak with Epstein by phone before his death at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in August 2019. She had visited him less than 2 weeks earlier. Investigators previously ruled his death a suicide, but every new disclosure surrounding his final days continues to attract intense global scrutiny. Adding another layer of controversy, the same DOJ release includes emails in which Epstein made disparaging remarks about political figures, underscoring how wide-ranging the archive is. Analysts say the sheer volume, more than 3 million documents, means revelations are emerging not as a single story, but as a rolling wave of financial, personal, and political disclosures. Estate experts reviewing the will say its timing is one of the most striking aspects. Signing a document of that scale just 48 hours before death is unusual and invites questions about urgency and intent. While there's no indication in the files of illegality surrounding the will itself, the optics are fueling speculation and renewed investigative interest. For now, what is certain is that Epstein's fortune continues to shape headlines years after his death. The DOJ archive is transforming private estate paperwork into public evidence, offering a rare window into how one of the most notorious financial empires of the modern era was dismantled. And as researchers continue to comb through the trove, observers say more details about his final decisions may still surface.